Welcome to Biozone channel. So in this video, I'll explain Dicot Embryogeny. Embryogeny means what? The development of embryo from zygote, or it is also called as what? Embryogenesis. The normal type of embryo development has been studied in shepherd's purse or Capsula bursa pastoris plant, which belongs to family Cruciferae. So this type of embryo development is described as what? Crucifer type of embryo development. In a normal dicot, the zygote elongates and divides into two unequal cells. See the diagram? So this is the zygote which elongates and it divides into two unequal cells. The larger cell is called as what? Suspensor cell, and the smaller cell is called as what? Embryo cell. This suspensor cell is also called as what? Basal cell, and this embryo cell is also called as what? Terminal cell. So this type, the two cells are produced from this zygote or oospore. This suspensor cell divides a few times to produce a filamentous 6 to 10 celled structure. It is called as what? Suspensor. The first cell of the suspensor is called as what? Haustorium. Means it functions as haustorium. Whereas the last cell of the suspensor is called as what? Hypophysis. Remember, the first cell of the suspensor is called as what? Haustorium, whereas the last cell of the suspensor is called as hypophysis. So this type, what happens? The suspensor cell, this suspensor cell gives rise to suspensor. So this is the suspensor, this is the suspensor. It is a filamentous 6 to 8 celled structure, right? Now the embryo cell divides and produces an octant stage. Means the embryo cell undergoes two vertical divisions and one transverse divisions so as to produce what? A stage or embryonic stage. It is called as what? Octant stage. Are you following? Right. The embryo cell produces or transformed into what? An octant embryo. So this octant embryo is having two tiers of cells, and they are epibasal cells and hypobasal cells. Remember, the octant embryo is having two types of cells or two tiers of cells, and they are epibasal cells which differentiate into what? Two cotyledons and plumule, whereas hypobasal cells are transformed into or differentiate into what? Hypocotyle. Remember, the octant embryo divides to produce what? Outer protoderm. Remember, so here you are observing the protoderm, or it is also called as what? Dermatogen. So this is the dermatogen. The octant embryo divides to produce outer protoderm, which is also called as what? Dermatogen, and inner cell mass differentiate to form procambium and ground meristem. So this is the procambium. So this is the inner cell mass which differentiated into or transformed into what? Procambium. So this procambium later transformed into what? Vascular tissues. Whereas ground meristem transformed into what? Cortex. The early embryo is called as what? Proembryo. So this proembryo is subsequently transformed into what? Heart-shaped and mature embryo. So in these diagrams, you are all observing all the stages of dicot.